Great awakening, light lords, and grand rising to those who have not yet awoken, to know that what you consume, what you eat, who you converse with, and basically how you digest information in any way creates the now for you, creates the person that you are and the person that and that will help you lead to the being that you will become. Now today I'm gonna be addressing meat, eating meat. Okay, we are not here to eat meat. Okay, we are able to eat meat, but we are not here to eat meat. Okay, where our bodies are not made, our bodies are meant to actually become one with, or have a transfer of energy with, all natural beings straight from the source, the source beings, the beings that come straight from nature. Okay, which includes fruits, vegetables, herbs, and nuts, which is another form of fruit, nuts. So I'm going to give some evidence on this, how meat destroys your body, how meat destroys your psyche and your emotions. And I'm going to give, I'm going to show all them facts that they say that they have, the lower self has, that approves them of eating meat, that helps them say, oh, I can eat meat because of this and that. And then after that, I'm gonna show you how we're supposed to eat straight from the source, even though we're able to eat meat, and that there are certain benefits from eating meat. I'm going to show you why, even regardless of those benefits, then we should still eat plants. We should still eat plant-based. Okay? Now, first of all, meat has B12s, protein, iron, zinc, magnesium, and many other minerals and vitamins that your body needs to actually be stable and an active human being. Okay, but meat is carcinogens. They say that, okay, I need vitamin B12. They say I need vitamin B12, and meat has a lot of vitamin B12. But what you must understand is meat is a carcinogen. When meat goes into your body, it starts to break down, it starts to ferment, and it starts to waste within your intestinal tract. That waste, or those carcinogens, that fermentation, leads to what we call Alzheimer's, which is breaking down the brain cells, or the capacity, the less capacity to hold information within the neurons. Diabetes, which is the less capacity to be able to digest and transform the sugars within your body effectively. High blood pressure, which is just increasing the level of blood, and how hard the heart has to pump in order to efficiently transfer blood throughout the body, so you can clean your system, so that you can keep your body clean. Okay. So diabetes, Alzheimer's, cancer. Oh, it increases the rate of cancer. It increases the chance of you having any type of cancer, whether it be colon cancer, stomach cancer, skin cancer, or breast cancer, by 18%. It increases the risk of cancer by 18%. Okay. What it does do is that it allows more iron in your body, so that your blood can be more stable when it comes to creating heat, when it comes to stabilizing your temperature, your body temperature. Now, the reason this is because when we were all dark brown beings, we shunned the albino people. And us shunning the albino people, because we didn't understand how we were all one, but we did not understand how the albino was one. So we shunned the albino, and all of the albinos had to go to the Caucasus Mountains, okay, and out into the northern hemispheres and spread around the earth. That's where Native Americans come from. That's where Asians come from, Caucasians, Australians. That's where all of our people come from. All of our people originated within the tropics, and then the rest of them that did not blend in with us, they were sent out of their tropical environment, and they were sent out to the southern and northern hemispheres. through those climates and through living in those types of situations, they had less sunlight, which means they had less melanin and they had less oxygen because of the air. The air is thicker, and it's cold, so you have to keep warm. Many of them did not survive. That's why there's only 10% of Caucasians in the world. That's why there's only 10% of lighter brown skinned beings on the planet. Okay? So they went into these environments and they had to adapt to survive, having less melanin and having, curly hair and hair that goes up like an afro. They couldn't have that because it would go around their neck and it would make them too cold and they would die instantly. They would die. So they had to develop over thousands of years. They had to develop long hair. They had to develop long hair to cover their ears. They had to develop more pointy noses and smaller nostrils so that they can take in air more efficiently to cool off their brain, because they're breathing in all of that cold air. More air efficiently, not to cool off their brain, but to heat up their brain. So the smaller nostrils, when the air is coming in, it is hitting the blood that's in your body. It's hitting the blood that's in their body and it's warming it up so that when it goes to their brain, it heats their brain up. But see, on the other side, in the tropical environment, the dark brown ones, we have wider nostrils to cool our brain down if we get too hot. See, this is the opposite thing. The opposite thing is happening. So in that environment, they had to survive. There's hardly any plant life in the northern and southern hemispheres of the earth where it's coldest. Okay, there's hardly any plant life, so they had to eat each other, had to eat all different types of animals. They had to go hunt. They had to go out and hunt for all different types of animals, and they had to eat that meat. And when eating that meat, that helped them stay warm. That helped them stabilize their system. Okay, but that's because they were out of alignment. That's the only time that we should even eat. Only time you want to survive, and you're out of alignment with the nature of a human being, of a real human being in between the tropics of Cancer and the tropics of Capricorn. When you're out of that alignment and you wish to survive, instead of saying, oh no, I'm not, I'm not doing this. I'd rather go to another life and just show up back up in the tropics. Just, I'd rather log out of this realm and log back into the tropics. Okay? You have to eat meat. If you're in the northern hemisphere, in the southern hemisphere, and you were in like that survival stage, they had to be in a survival mode all the time, which is why they came back to the original tribes and made deals with some of our evil brethren and put us in quote unquote slavery and stuff like that. They always in a constant state of survival. So they pressure you to eat meat. They tell you, okay, eat meat. But now we know all this information. Now they're saying eat less of meat. They're still saying eat meat because that's in their nature. That's in our nature. That's in our lower selves nature. Our lower self nature is to eat meat. Okay? But they saying eat less of meat because we know that we're coming to the point where we know that it's not good to eat meat at all. Okay, we should be one with the earth. We should be one with the beings of this planet. Okay, we should be one with the beings of this plane of existence. Okay, if you go outside right now, put your hand out and look at the leaf of a tree and put it beside your hand. I wish I had a leaf right now. Look at your hand and look at how all the markings on your hand and all the different veins in your body match up how the tree is formatted. How these plants are formatted. We're formatted a similar way. We are just more sentient. We are more sentient. We are living souls. Okay? The trees and the plants and the herbs are also living souls. Okay? We are to communicate with them. We are to exchange energy with them and transfer our energy with them. When you drink animal products, or you eat any type of animal products, that actually lowers your immune system and it increases your risk of getting any type of what they call a disease. Okay, and it actually leads you to a more state of mental illness. Okay, of what they call a mental illness or depression. Okay, it leads you to that because of the Alzheimer effect. Okay, so now when you eat meat, we have DNA. We have genes. Okay, when you eat meat, The meat is whatever type of meat that you're eating. When you eat this, it's breaking down and it's turning into mRNA. mRNA are the codes, the genetic code that connect to your DNA. So when this is happening, those proteins that you get from eating meat, they say, oh, you got to eat meat to get your protein. And they saying a lot of people dying because they eat straight vegetables and they straight vegetables and herbs and stuff, and they're not getting enough protein. Well, if they're not getting enough protein, that's absurd, because nuts are protein, beans are protein, potatoes have a lot of energy, which promotes protein, and broccoli has protein. All these different. There's lots of vegetables that have plenty of protein. Peas, green beans. There's lots of vegetables that have protein. So I just think that's absurd. When these meats proteins are breaking down, they break down into gene codes. These gene codes attach to your DNA and then activate genes within you that are similar to those genes that broke down when you ate that meat. So you're literally becoming the animals. When they say you are what you eat, you're literally becoming the animal that you're eating. You're literally becoming the things that you eat. So we should go straight to the source, no third party. We should go straight from the earth. And for all those people talking about B12, we need B12. B12 is a mineral. Vitamin B12 is a mineral, okay? Vitamin B12 is a mineral that we need to eat straight from the ground. Okay, it was on since we don't eat, we don't have a lot of vitamin B12 in our diet anymore because we're not eating straight from the ground. Vitamin B12 is a mineral that is in the dirt. Okay, that is in the dirt that's supposed to be on our fruits and vegetables when they fall from trees or when they grow up out the ground, and you take it straight out the ground and you eat it. That's how we got a lot of our vitamin B12. Okay, our body doesn't produce vitamin B12. Eventually it will if we get back in tune. We need to get back in tune with the natural environment and start to grounding, start to having the right people around us, and start to watching the right things and doing the right things and thinking the right things. Okay, this is the way, this is how we'll get back in tune. Okay, so hey man, I am Jah Mashak. I am here to live out and teach higher wisdom as an example for the collective consciousness. And I say today that we'll begin to eat more potatoes instead of beef, more squash and onions and garlic instead of turkey, more okra and peas, chickpeas and tomatoes instead of chicken. And we will see that through these different fruits and vegetables, limes, apples, watermelons, that we will become more in tune with nature. We will see that we are more in tune with nature and activate our supreme being, activate the God within us, our God genes, our ancestors, or what they call it. We will begin to activate all of these higher aspects of ourselves, and we will begin to see that we are the good of all that is, and come together as one and eliminate the lower desires and come together in the higher self, knowing of the lower self, but wishing to rise and continually be in a balance between the lower and higher self, knowing both in harmony and unity. I love myself, y'all. Hey, share this video, spread this information. This is urgent. We need to get this information out here as soon as possible, okay? If you got any problem with what I'm saying, man, come with your facts and try to stop me. Try to stop me. Try to stop me. I want you to. That's only gonna prove what I'm saying is right, man. Go ahead. I love myself, family. Peace, peace.